Hello, Pokenet. In this video, I am with my dad,
What's up, Pokenet?
and we are doing the introduction to Pokemon March Madness. So, to start off, let me give myself an introduction. I am Parkermon, and I have been playing Pokemon for 2 years now. I am in the junior division, and I have won a league cup, as you can see in the back. On to my dad.
Yeah, so I've been playing Pokemon now for about a year and a half. I kind of got tired of watching Parkermon play all the time, so I decided I might as well start playing. Um, but Parker and I have both won multiple league challenges, um, and I come in third place in every league cup. But hopefully here soon, I can get a championship mat like Parkermon has here.
So, yeah. Okay. Here are our decks. And we will now open it. So, we are doing a 16 deck tournament, and it is single elimination. So, yeah.
Right, you lose once, and the deck is out. Next, we are going to go through and show you the bracket, and we're going to give you the deck that is got the 16 seed.
Yeah. Which is Hydrapple. So this is the Hydrapple deck box. So I will be piloting it because I have used to play Hydrapple. So yeah.
Right, so the deck that is in the 16th place, 15th place is the Tord Terra EX box. This is a post rotation deck. This is the only deck we have that has a post, like a rotation card that we don't have here in the U.S. So this deck has the Clefairy EX, Lily's Clefairy, even though it's not released in the U.S. yet. So we had to get a Japanese one for this tournament. Yeah, and I will be piloting this one. This is a really tough deck. I've watched a few videos on how Tord Retcliffe played it. So I'll be piloting that one, and that was the 15th, the team that got the 15th seed.
And on to 14th place, we have Behold, also known as Iron Thorns EX deck.
Right, the reigning world champion. So that one had to get put in the bracket somewhere. And we feel like this is a decent spot. It got the 14th seed for the tournament.
Yeah.
All right. So then coming in, and that one's going to be piloted by me, I think, in the first round. Okay.
Okay. On to the 13th spot, we will now have Slowking.
Yeah, this is Slowking. Man, this is such an interesting deck. It's getting a lot of run in Japan right now. So this is another post rotation deck. It'll be really interesting to see how it does in this tournament. So it is in the 13th seed spot, right?
Yes, 13th.
Okay.
And then on to number 12, which is my favorite deck, we have Eternatus. It has already rotated out, sadly. It is a D deck, but I used to play with it and I won tournaments with it. But I only really played with it for one, so.
Yeah, this was the first deck that we ever got built and put together for Parker. And this Eternatus deck is so much fun. And so that's going to be a cool inclusion can we see, will this deck hold up against newer decks?
But also, of course, I will be piloting it. And also, by the way, the first tournament I ever played was with Eternatus, and I won it.
Yeah, pretty dang awesome. All right, now
on to the 11th spot, we have another deck which I am piloting, Charizard Terrapagos.
yeah, this might be the best way post rotation to be playing Terrapagos. This deck is pretty dang fun, and we think that Parker's going to be great at running it because it runs pretty similar to another deck that we're going to talk about here in a second.
Yeah.
So that got the 11th seed in the tournament. So next we're going to be talking about the 10th seed. This is another deck that probably going to get a lot more run post rotation here. This is going to be the Feraligatr deck. Man, this thing is tough to play against. It's a hard knockout. So Feraligatr is going to be in the 10th seed. I'm going to be piloting Feraligatr maybe in the first round, but Parker might be running it after that, depending on the matchups.
Yeah.
All right, now going to the 9th seed.
We have
Cloth Terrapagos. Man, this is another deck that just won or took second place in the European International Championships. This is a really good deck, a lot of powerful Pokemon. I'm going to be piloting this one. I've run this a couple times in a tournament, and it can be a really dangerous deck. And so I'll pilot that one the first round through.
And on to the 8th slot.
Right. So these are now the top 8 teams. So these are top 8 decks. These are the top 8. Almost all of these have won regionals or placed really high. And this is a deck that I run at most of the tournaments now.
But it is definitely good, but like I was going to say, it is going out of rotation, and it is Archaludon EX.
So Archaludon, so it's losing half of its attackers post rotation, and so it's right now we're playing Archaludon with Dialga VSTAR, and that again, this is a really powerful deck. It hasn't won any regionals yet, but man, it's been playing and doing really good. So that is halfway through. That's the 8th seed in the tournament.
And on to number 7, we have a deck piloted by me, Terrapagos EX. Nothing special, just regular Terrapagos.
Just Terrapagos EX. Man, Parker's been winning all kinds of tournaments with this deck. This is a deck you have to play. You have to think kind of turns ahead. It's similar to chess with this deck, and that's part of why Parker probably runs it so well.
But the reason that I am starting to move to Charizard Terrapagos is because of this double turbo energy, which is going to be going out of rotation.
Yeah, so again, post rotation, this Charizard deck's going to change a lot because it loses that double turbo. But so that one got the number 7 seed, and it's going to be going up against Feraligatr in that first round. And we forgot to talk about this earlier, but Archaludon is facing off against Cloth Terrapagos in the first round.
Yes, and on to a deck which I believe my dad will play going up against Charizard Terrapagos. It is Miraidon EX.
Miraidon EX, man, this just won a regional not that long ago, being piloted by Azul, one of the best Pokemon players out there. And so this, I think, is the same build that Azul was playing in that regional that he won. So this is a fun deck. It's been really powerful. It's going to lose a few attackers during post rotation. But it got the number 6 seed, and it's going up against Charizard and Terrapagos in the first round. That should be a pretty dang good matchup.
And up next in the number 6 spot, 7, I mean,
We're on to number 5.
in the number 5 spot, we have Raging Bolt EX.
Man, Raging Bolt has been such a tough deck. It's got a lot of run. It plays really fast. It's going up in the first round against that Eternatus VMAX deck. So man, those are two heavy hitters, two decks that can play really fast at times. So it'll be interesting. I'll be piloting the Raging Bolt. I've won multiple league cups with or league challenges with this, and I think this deck is similar to one I took a third place in one of the cups with.
Yeah, and then on to number 4, we have a deck piloted by me, Gold Dango. I was playing this in tournaments, but I don't really like discarding energy that much, and that's what you're mainly trying to do.
Yeah, so pretty tough in this deck. You're having to get rid of so much stuff. But man, this is another powerful way to play this deck. It took second. This deck took second place, I think, very recently in a regional. And it's got a lot of really cool and really fun Pokemon in here. But we love the looks of that Gimme Ghoul, along with the Goldango EX in here. Those are such sweet cards. Yeah, again, this is a deck that's been fairly playable for a long time. That's why it has the 4th seed, and it's going up against the Slow King deck. That's going to be a very interesting matchup in the very first round.
And also, the reason that I also kind of like it is because it has Mighty Dorn. And then to number 3 is going to be Dragapult.
Yeah, so now we're on to the top 3. These are ones that have been very consistent in a lot of different tournaments lately. They've been winning, not just in Japan or Europe, but also in the U.S. These are decks that are just super powerful. So we got Dragapult here in the 3rd seed. Man, this deck is been winning left and right. It just won at EUIC, the European International Championships. It just won over there. I think it just won at the regionals that they just had in Vancouver. Man, this deck is so powerful, and it's a fun deck to play. And so that got the 3rd seed, and that's going to be piloted by Parker, I think, in the first round.
Yes. And on to number 2, we have Charizard.
Yeah, this
which is going to be piloted by me going up against Tord Terra EX Box.
Yeah, right. I mean, man, the Charizard deck is just so powerful. It's been so good in so many places. So this got the 2 seed. Parker's going to be running that up against that weird Terra deck. And so this one's really powerful and very playable. So now going on to who got the number 1 seed. Which one did we think was the top deck going into this tournament?
It is Regidrago.
Yeah, Regidrago VSTAR. This is going to be piloted by me. I've ran this again at multiple tournaments. I've won 2 or 3 different tournaments with this deck. So we felt that one was very, very powerful, very playable.
But it is going out of rotation later next month.
Yeah, so it's not going to be around too much longer, but it's going up against Hydrapple in the first round. And so it'll be interesting to see what those matchups look like.
And also, now that we are here, we are going to show you a blank bracket. That way, you, your friends, or other people can make your own on what you think will win. So please Put in the comments who you think will win the entire tournament, and have a Poketastic day.